is an entrepreneurship? Because I feel like this interview is going to be the most raw interview that we can be about entrepreneurship at this point. How do you overcome loneliness, lonely moments while you're in entrepreneurship journey? Because you have that vision in front of you, but you do have those down days also.
For sure. First off, Ramina, I'm glad that we're actually going here. It's so rare that a podcast host will actually go where we're going right now. And yeah, it can be lonely. I'll go back to last summer when I was doing both jobs for a while, which I think that most people, if you're going to bootstrap something, you kind of have to do that, right? Unless you just have an inheritance or like a crazy savings stored up, like you're going to have to work on multiple jobs. And last summer it was tough. It was a beautiful summer, and we kind of Florida came out of quarantine a little earlier than everybody else, right? So like the beach was open, and I lived just a few minutes from the ocean. And I can remember like Saturday mornings, my wife getting ready to go. She'd grab all the beach gear, which is literally my favorite thing to do. And she'd go meet 10 of our friends, which I was really happy for her to be able to do. And at that point, she wasn't working with the business full time yet. And I didn't want us both to be sitting there. I'm like, that's not healthy. Like, you need to get out. And I can just remember, like, I can look out my window, I can see her driving off toward the beach. And I can always remember, man, like, that's really what I want to be. Like, I don't want to be doing this right now. And it would be lonely. I mean, there was weeks on end where I wouldn't see anybody. It was just me doing customer support, doing sales calls, trying to improve the product. And that's kind of the cost of the beginning. Those rough days, what's really important, though, that I learned is I was able to perform better, to produce more when I actually did force myself to at least take a couple hours to get around somebody who is a really good friend, to get around somebody that could really just kind of have a good time with, maybe go have a drink somewhere or something like that. Even if it's just a couple hours, doing that really energized me and brought me back to a better state. When we don't give ourselves a break, your loneliness can take over your energy. And when that happens, it just really drains you. And so for me, I had to learn to be willing to tell a few close friends. I had 5 guys in my life that I told them, hey, make sure I hang out with somebody once a week. Even if it's not you, make sure it's one of the other guys. Like once a week, I have to get out for at least a couple hours to refresh and to really fight this loneliness, because it can be tough. But at the same time, you got to buckle up. Like you got to go for it, especially if you're going to bootstrap. Now, granted, if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars in capital that an investor is giving you, it's a different story. But if you're going to bootstrap this way, you have to be willing to do some stuff that most people just aren't willing to do.
Yeah, whenever you start from scratch by yourself, it hurts. Every penny hurts differently. Or like I was
Yes.
saying, or like I was